A picture, the artist. Do you hear me? Shalom. Toda Rabah. I've just exhausted my Hebrew vocabulary. The rest will be in English, not in French. There's so many people that I want to thank for this opportunity. And truthfully, I am tremendously moved. You know, you work in your studio and you wonder, what are you producing? And you wonder, who's going to see it? You even wonder, why should they see it? I came to Israel many years ago with my wife, and I fell in love with the desert. It's an awkward thing to fall in love with, but there's a beauty in this landscape, and there's such a beauty in the colors and the changing seasons. If you open your eyes, you see it. If you keep your eyes and your mind shut, you see nothing but dust and stone. I painted these pictures 5 years ago. I did 9 of them. I had done sketches, I had written a bit of poetry around them. I came back to Montreal, I looked over what I had done, and I thought I would do one painting. I did all 9 paintings in 6 weeks. I worked day and night on them. It was a labor of love. And I felt when I had done them that I had made a statement about the Negev. Most people that I had spoken to knew nothing about the Negev. I did a great deal of research, and I wanted to show that although the Negev represents nearly 50% of the entire landmass of Israel, that there was a beauty and a tremendous need to understand it. And so I made my paintings. The Jewish National Fund wanted the pictures, and they were on exhibit at a number of Negev dinners. And I decided I would not give them the paintings because they wanted to auction them off. By auctioning off the paintings, they would be broken up as a set, and they would only be in individual homes and would not be visible to the public. So I turned them down. You know, time plays a very interesting role with all of us. Nira, in her phenomenal way of doing things, introduces my family to Solomon and his beautiful wife. And I'm honored that they came to my home in Montreal to speak to a group of people interested in their background in the beautiful tradition of the Druze in Israel. When Solomon turned to me and said, "Who painted the pictures in the house?" I said, "I did." So I said to him, "If you like art, I have, in my studio, I have 9 paintings that I did of the Negev. Would you like to come and see them?" He came down and obviously he was impressed with what he saw. Could not believe that a Jewish Canadian 10,000 miles away did 9 paintings of the Negev. And he said, "What are you doing with them?" I said, "I'm looking for a home." And in typical Solomon fashion, he said, "I have a home for them." And that's how this collection came to Israel. Solomon said he will take photographs, present it to the board, and making no promise, he said, "I will find a home for them, because these paintings should remain in Israel." I was truly overwhelmed. And he said to me, and I was asked to raise this here, "What do you want, in return?" I said, "Nothing. I want to dedicate these paintings to my parents, my father, my mother." And it's normally, and I've been asked why my father and mother, and Solomon asked the question. I said, it's in a lifetime. You rarely get an opportunity to do something that is meaningful and very touching. My father came to Canada around 1905. Israel did not exist. He was now one of 10 children. In 1905, the Russian Revolution failed, and the pogroms in Poland were so numerous that life became unbearable. And the great immigration started between the United States and Canada, and tens of thousands of Jews migrated. Israel did not exist then. I tell you this story because my grandmother said to my father, who was the eldest, as I said, of 11 children, "You have to find a home or we will all be killed." So my father came to Canada. He's a poor shoemaker. He was not an educated man in the sense of book education, but he was a very educated, good human being, and came with a responsibility that is common to most immigrants, because they pick up and leave the land they were born in to make new homes, secure homes for their families. It took my father 30 years as a shoemaker to bring his entire family, including his mother and father, who would not leave until all 10 children were safe in Canada. 30 years, he and my mother succeeded in planting a pinch-up embryo They were all out just before the Einschluss. When people say, you know, what was his achievement? This is a simple, remarkable achievement of a very simple human being. In 1967, my mother died and my father died a month afterwards. My mother always wanted to come and visit Israel. My father could never afford it. When he was dying, he said to me, I am so sorry that I could not fill the wish of your mother and bring her to Israel. When Solomon said to me, I have a home for your paintings, I said, I will bring them and dedicate them to my parents. It's a simple enough thing to do, but I hope that somehow, somewhere, they will know the paintings are here in Massada. It is amazing in Montreal when they heard that my paintings would be exhibited here. Absolutely amazing how many people called me to congratulate me. What they see in Massada is a solid grounding of what the future can be. And I am overwhelmed with the honor. So thank you.